Hi guys, I'm Dimension Jumper, and today I'll be reviewing the Spider-Man PS4 DLC stuff, which is called The City That Never Sleeps. I reviewed the main game last week, and if you haven't watched that, I'll leave the link to that video in the description down below. So, what the DLC stuff is basically these three little episodes that connect into one large story, and it's about how Hammerhead, who's this guy with a very thick head, or what I mean by this is that he's got this metal plate on his head, and it's basically how Hammerhead and his Margia gang are trying to collect saber weapons, and basically just try and take over New York City. And it's up to Spider-Man to obviously stop Hammerhead. And as I said before, the whole City That Never Sleeps is split up into three different stories. The first one being the heist, the second one being turf wars, and the third one being the silver lining. And what I like about this is that they keep all three stories keep it simple, and I like it how they connect to one another. So in the first episode, called The Heist, as I said before, it sees Spider-Man and Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat, finding all of these hard drives that are connected to different Martia families, Hammerhead's part included. And Black Cat says that Hammerhead has a son, and this makes Spider-Man speculate whether he's the father or not. But in the end, it turns out that Felicia was lying about the whole thing and only needed Spider-Man to collect every single hard drive. The second one, Turf Wars, sees Spider-Man team up with Yuri Watanabe, I think that I'm pronouncing the second name right, who's part of the police force and has appeared throughout the main story, try and, I think, find Hammerhead or something. I'm not 100% sure, but they basically team up to basically stop Hammerhead or something, and Hammerhead kills Yuri's kills Yuri's police squad that she's with, and that makes Yuri kind of snap and goes on like a personal mission to stop Hammerhead. And in the final episode, Silver Lining, we see the return of Silver Sable, who, like Yuri, has appeared throughout the main game. And basically she teams up with Spider-Man and to fully stop Hammerhead, who's now become a cyborg, because in the first episode we see him in the heist, we just see him walking away from an explosion that he set up at Felicia's penthouse. In the second episode, which is Turf Wars, we get to see Hammerhead in this sort of mech kind of body. And then in Silver Lining, the third episode, we get to see Hammerhead's face thing on an entire robotic body. And I think that's kind of clever in terms of how they kind of like amp up how Hammerhead will be like as a boss. And I really enjoyed the boss fights between you and the Hammerhead, because the first fight you face against him, he's in his mech suit, and it basically flies about the place and basically firing rockets, firing his rockets, laser beam cannon things. And when you face him in the cyborg form, it's a bit like the same thing, because sometimes he not only uses his mech body, robot arms and stuff, but also uses his head, because his head, as I said before, has a metal plating, and he can just use it to just basically whack it on other people. And also within the DLC, there are several side missions, mainly to do with the villain Screwball. Now, I quite like some of the missions if they do with Screwball, because they range from either finding different bombs or the remote bombs in it, and to try and whip them and basically make sure they're out of harm's way. There are certain missions in which you have to face particular bad guy, well, a bunch of bad guys, either with, you know, the arsenal you have, or some of the gadgets that Screwball has somehow given to you, well, or something like that. And I like it how in all 3 episodes, you almost get her, but in the final episode, you manage to get her and stop her, and that's what I quite like. And in these challenges, you can unlock, you know, crime tokens, which, or I don't know, the challenge tokens, yeah, the challenge tokens, which can help you unlock several suits or gadgets that you might have not been able to unlock throughout the main journey. And also, there are also some new suits as well. And in each episode, you're given 3 new suits. So you get the suits like the Scarlet Spider 2 suit. You get the comic book version of the Iron Spider suit. You get this cyborg type suit, which kind of is a letdown to me personally, because I kind of wish I can't speak. I kind of wish the cyborg suit was a bit more cyborgy, like if the spider symbol was kind of like a robot, like kind of like robotic-like. That's my personal opinion. And also you get the Spider-Verse suit, which is the suit you see in Spider-Man is a Spider-Verse suit. Yeah. And you can unlock these suits by 3 different ways. The first one is by completing the first mission. The second one you can unlock by beating the certain episode. And the third one you can only unlock once you've completed each district of like its crimes and its side missions and its like challenges, that sort of thing. And I think that's really quite good, because of how you can basically just the way I have to unlock these suits, and you can also use them in the New Game Plus playthrough, because once you've beaten the main game, you can unlock a New Game Plus, and that's basically where you play through the game as normal, but you have everything that you unlocked. And I think if you really want to play in a particular suit, like let's say the Spider-Verse suit or the comic books version of the Iron Spider suit, you'll be able to play throughout the game in that particular suit. The gameplay is basically the same as the previous version, well, not previous version, as you would play through the normal game. And also in the New Game Plus, you basically have all, as I said before, all the things unlocked. So you basically have all the ability suits, well, all the suits and all of the abilities that you may manage to unlock, and all the gadgets that you might be able to have upgraded throughout your last playthrough. And it's really enjoyable. And if you like to playing through it again, the game again, but with a suit that you might not have played as, I suggest you do that. But aside from that, I really enjoyed the DLC. I really enjoyed a lot of elements from it, especially Spider-Man's relationship between each of the between Black Cat, Yuri, and Silver Sable. Yeah, I really enjoyed their chemistries with each other, and this really is the DLCs. The City That Never Sleeps is really good. I suggest if you got this game, I suggest you buy the DLC and play through it, because it's really enjoyable. So that's be my review for The City That Never Sleeps for Spider-Man PS4. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll see you in the next video.